Gears of War 4 is a game that rode into my life on a wave of nostalgia when I first played it, so I refused to review it simply because I knew that my judgment would be clouded, but now I think I'm ready. Gears 4 opens with a ball-tingler of a prologue, designed not only to tickle your nostalgia itch, but also to be an expository action set piece to get new players up to date and force in a few cameos from characters that died 25 years ago. Anyone remember Min Young Kim? Yeah, he's there. I really enjoyed this opening, and it's just a shame that the next 2/5 of this game went on to be some of the most boring, monotonous shit. This right here is where some of my problems with this game start. James Dominic Fenix. If I was to compare James, the playable character in this game, to Marcus, I'd say that James is the Joss Whedon equivalent of a protagonist. Sure, he's pretty charismatic, but he's too fucking quippy. Spoilers for later in the game, this dude's dad literally just been dragged off by a monster beast, and he's all fucking jokes and fucking rainbows. Come on, where's all that Gears of War doom and gloom? Please, will somebody at least euthanize their wife? Of course he doesn't have to be a carbon copy of Marcus, I prefer he was different. It's just that tonally, it didn't really hit for me. As for our other main characters, we have Dell, who has literally no characterization, he's just there, and is apparently so mentally handicapped that he doesn't understand how rock, paper, scissors works. Damn it. And Kate, who is a character I actually like, and a great example of classic Gears of War waifu bait. Speaking of waifus, they killed Anya off screen, so I guess we're never seeing her again. Bye! So back on topic, what I don't like about the first 2/5 of Gears 4. Well, to put it simply, fucking robots, cunt. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with the robots themselves, it just seems like the sections that feature them are somehow intentionally made dull. Because after they fuck off, the locations get fun, there's less walking sections and no helicopter boss fights that take 1,000 bullets and 0 skill. The problem with the robots is that they get into cover and then slowly walk to the next bit of cover. Almost none of them possess ranged weapons, and what little variety there is honestly variety in the flavour of your boring. Compare this to the Swarm. These fuckers are dipping in and out of cover, fighting from range with rifles and up close with shotties. They've got cool enemy types like pouncers and juvies that will swarm you and push you out of cover, and they explode into red mist like someone just smashed a jar of ragu between their legs. Which looks more fun? Anyway, JD, Kate, Dell and Uncle Comic Relief are looking to steal a magic box to help their slum. So they go to rob the cog and the Asia lady gets all pissy and tries to kill them, so they go back to the slum. And there's a horde tutorial for like 20 minutes and I want to die. And after that, guess who shows up?
Hundreds, like a swarm.
What, we some kind of Suicide Squad?
The totally not the Locust snatch Kate's MILF and JD is like, hey, my dad can help. And then we meet Marcus Fenix. And man, I don't know what it is, but as soon as he's on screen, this game actually doubles in quality. Because now we have two characters that you can like. Marcus Fenix feels so integral to Gears that I don't know what they're going to do when they inevitably kill him off. So Marcus tells JD that the Swarm might be the Locust, so they have to go to this mine where they threw the Locust bodies. And after an hour of robot shooting, we arrive in the town and Kate does some more waifu shit.
She can kill with a smile, she can wound with her eyes, and she can ruin your faith with her casual lies.
And we finally get to fight the Swarm! So on their way to the mine, Marcus gets snatched by Scary Doggo, and they've all got to go down the mine to rescue him. They chase the Snatcher there through some cable car place. So after a boring as shit horde section, we're down the mine and it turns out the Swarm are Locust. Wow, how surprising. So they find Marcus inside one of those spots you get on the end of your nose that hurt really bad to pop. And we get the mandatory Gears of War emotional cutscene before Marcus tells Kate that he did a mind meld with her mum and knows where she is. So off the gang go out of the mine in a sequence that feels like it was out speedy and they're not very happies. So now the gang head to where Marcus knows Kate's mum is, which is this fuck off huge power plant. And a cutscene that serves as a bonding scene between Marcus and Kate, as well as a hey I've got PTSD LMAO scene. Fast forward past one of the more enjoyable combat sections in which the cover is moving about and there are these huge chains that can pancake your shit. For the designated Gears of War buff bad guy boss fight. This guy is about as interesting as Scourge, so he's not that interesting. These guys barely ever are. And he rides a broom axe, so they're back now.
I know what that is!
So they reach the nest with Kate's mum and they go, hey, hold up, we should spend an extra story chapter getting help first. So they waltz off to go get help in the town of Spire, where fucking robots, cunt, are fighting totally not the Locust, which makes for a nice bit of combat since there are 3 sides in this particular fight. And after another mind-numbingly, although admittedly better than the last 2 Horde section, their help arrives in the form of Nostalgia Squad and a couple of Pacific Rim robots. Whoa! So then it's Gears of War but with robot jocks, and you run around blowing shit up and shooting the fuck out of things, and it's, well, it's pretty fun. And there's this final boss fight which is, well, a little underwhelming. But it's at the very least not just a big guy with a lot of health. I preferred the Swarmak boss fight to this actually, so I'm wondering if maybe they should have changed the ordering of these two fights somewhat. But anyway, they find Kate's mum and she's hooked up to the Swarm network like the controller from Satellite 5 in Doctor Who. And well, we have a scene where Kate has to euthanize her mother as this game fills its quota for heart-crushing death scene. Oh, and it turns out that Kate's grandmother might be the Locust Queen. Roll credits. In general, I really like Gears 4. That includes the multiplayer. It's not my favourite, that award goes to Gears 3, but it's certainly a decent continuation of a trilogy that are pretty much fully wrapped up. Gears 4 is the Force Awakens of this series. It's passing the torch to a new set of characters, and well, it did it pretty well. It was a little short, but effort was put into it. I give it 7.5 out of 10 Will Smiths.
For now.